Hi everybody, this is Suzanne Clegg, and today is the weekly group healing. All right, good. All right. So the reason for group healing is resonance, and the more people involved create more resonance, and the more aligned people are inwardly, the greater the resonance. So for years, I've felt like just listening to my voice and thinking about the same topic builds resonance, and it certainly does build resonance. But I was playing with a patient, and we started doing image cycling while we were doing a prayer, the Ho'oponopono prayer. And we went wild places together of resonating with the feelings that got evoked with the certain lines of this prayer. And it made me want to try it in this group. So let me give you a little history of what this prayer is about. And it's a Hawaiian prayer, and it's been around for a while. And so I want to teach about it, and then we're going to go into the more formal part of the healing session, and we'll stand around a pond in our imagination, and I'll do the Ho'oponopono prayer in that sacred healing space, and then I'll say the names, and then there'll be the minute of silence, and that will be it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll just get the teaching portion. You're welcome to join us in the Spirit Gate Cancer Support Facebook group for the weekly Real Deal session. And they stay up for 30 days, so if you're watching this, and it's within 30 days, you can go into the Facebook group and get the whole experience. All right, so Ho'oponopono. It's a Hawaiian prayer, and it's a way of remembering that we're all connected. And it's a way of stepping into healing, not through effort, but through presence. And that fits my style of not imposing healing on anybody, but just watching it emerge. So in traditional Hawaiian culture, Ho'oponopono means to make things right. All right? So it would traditionally be used for families and when they were having problems. And a spiritual elder, like a kahuna, would guide the process of speaking the truth, listening, forgiving, and restoring harmony. It wasn't about blame, it was about clearing the space between people. And also, healing wasn't a solo act. It wasn't an individual's thing. It was the group's responsibility, and that was embedded in their culture. And it makes sense because when anyone suffers, it ripples out to everyone else. So in the 1970s, a Hawaiian healer named Morna Simeona adapted this process for modern life. And she took it out of the family context and said, we can do this to clear your own painful thoughts, your own emotions, your own illnesses through this prayer. And then one of her students, Dr. Hugh Len, who was a psychiatrist, took this even further. And he worked in as a psychiatrist in a mental institution. And instead of giving his patients therapy, he did this prayer for them, and a lot of them got better, like a lot. It's a pretty amazing story. And so the prayer is just 4 simple lines, and I'll say them right now, and then I'll explain them. So it says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So let's go through those one at a time. These words, you speak them quietly. They're not directed at the object of suffering. They're mostly spoken inwardly to the divine, which is with the prayer part. or to the shared space between two people that are having problems. Or if I'm witnessing somebody's suffering, I'm obviously conscious of it, and so it's like my consciousness is somehow participating with it. Because if I wasn't able to be conscious of the suffering, I wouldn't be conscious of it. And so I really am connected to it by being conscious of the suffering. And so with this sort of broader kind of Western way of looking at consciousness as anything that we're aware of, we're connected to, we can speak this prayer to the space between us. So I'm sorry says somewhere in me, somewhere in some past life, somewhere in my ancestral heritage, some interconnected, like domino effect, something in me is contributing to this pain. Please forgive me isn't begging, it's an act of release. So you feel into that connection of finding the little sliver or the big thing of how you are 100% responsible for whatever you are perceiving, because it's your experience. And so you can say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And then thank you begins the flow of gratitude. And I think of this as two ways. One is like thanking in advance for the healing, and also really thanking this moment for the privilege of healing, of making right what was causing suffering. And then I love you is the return to the truth of the connection. Instead of pushing it off like, oh, that's over there suffering and I'm fine here, or whatever. You're like, you connect lovingly to it. All right. So this is a little unusual, but this is how the indigenous Hawaiians experienced their culture. They believe that we are not separate, not from each other, not from the land, not from our ancestors, not even from illnesses or natural disasters or other crises or political situations, that we're all embedded in this whole. And so if something shows up in the shared field, you don't turn away, you lean in with responsibility to do what you can. Not because you've caused it, but because you have the privilege of healing it, of helping it to heal. Maybe not totally, but whatever. And this is like a sacred duty of care. So I kind of like that feeling. I like that sentiment. And it fits a lot with what our distance healing group does. We do feel, if we're distance healing, it's implying that we're connected somehow. Now, how does this work with the Bengston Method? What I want to do is use this prayer to build resonance with us. So you can either start cycling now, or if you've already been cycling, but we're going to do the prayer, and then we're going to notice when I say the names inside the healing circle, if there's a different oomph to it, having worked with this prayer a little bit. Okay? So thank you for indulging me. It's a little different today. And just enjoy.